everybody. So we are here today with day, I haven't been checking this off like I'm supposed to. Day 21 is contrast. And so I will preface this with saying my doors are open and we're having a bit of a thunderstorm going on right now. So you're going to have the rumblings of thunder in the background. Contrast. Contrast is dark and light, black and white. Contrast. Contrast is contrast. And I think what I want to do for this little video, I'm working on my storybook journal about little Scuttle, the stowaway mouse. Here's part of the cover of him. And I'm going to cover the cover with this material, and I think it's very contrasting. It's pink stripes and green stripes, dark and light, and so yeah, I think we're just going to kind of go with it. I am no professional by any means. I just have a old hardback book. I don't know what it is, but this was the inside cover of it. And but I decided not to use that. I decided to use this. I've created my spine. It's a little over 2-inch thick spine. I'm not completely done with my journal yet. It's got 3 signatures, but I'm thinking it's gonna work out okay. I don't want it too gator-mouthed. But I've got my first 2 signatures done, so that's pretty much as thick as they'll get. I'm still working on my 3rd one, so I think this size will work for me. But anyways, so creating my spine, I've got my front and back cover of my book, and I've got a piece of cardboard, and I've secured it with athletic tape. You can find it really cheap at the dollar store. It's basically a cloth tape. I'm down to the end of the roll on it, and so this piece of cardboard is kind of thin, and it's actually kind of flimsy. Gives me a little bit of give in my spine, and I'm okay with that. But I think I'm just going to, since I'm down to the end of this tape, I think I'm just going to give it an extra, while we're here, an extra little what am I calling it? What is it called? Security, strength. I don't know what it's called, but you know what I'm doing. Putting it a little bit of extra. So there we go. It's still pretty soft, and I'm okay with that again. So now that I think about this, I'm using Weld Bond. I'm about out of this, so I may have, this may be tricky, but I guess I'll just kind of show you what I do. And no rhyme or reason to this. I'm not any kind of a professional. I just kind of really go with it. I'm going to cover the front of the spine. Of the cover. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to bump you. Get a good covering. Now, if I just glue my material on with my glue like that, it's likely going to bleed through. So I like to, I've got a little, this is a makeup applicator. I got it at the dollar store. Kind of try to spread my glue out a little bit. And that helps not have so many, I've got a hair in this. so many weird spots on the fabric, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Weird glue spots. You know what I'm talking about, where the glue kind of seeps through. When you spread it out like this, it doesn't do that as bad. I mean, it seeps through, but you don't see it as bad. Because you can get a pretty smooth lay down of glue. I'll just cover this. And I'll tell you this, I'll be honest, I struggle a little bit with fabric covering covers because I just do. I think it's best to do your measuring and all that good stuff precise, but I don't measure like that. I'm more of an eyeball measurer. So I thought this fabric kind of looked like pirate stripes. Kinda. There's a little something on the cover. Oh well. But I also, again, it's very contrasting, so there is that. I'm going to, I know for sure, cut off this little guy. See how's best to maybe I need to even this up. I think I'm going to the inside covers, I don't know just yet. I will likely put some sort of paper on each of these. So with that being said, I'm okay to kind of not be so perfect with my lines because I'll cover up any of my mess ups, I guess. I'm going to trim these edges down as well. Gives me something easier to work with. Again, I'm not too concerned with my the straightness of my lines, I guess. So I struggle with this part here, adding or getting my corners situated, because you don't want to cut them all the way to the edge. But I have yet to figure out the best way, like the best, how far from the edge do you want to cut? If you don't want to cut to the edge, how far, you know, how far are we cutting? So I think that's very pretty, very different. So I'm going to glue my edges. And I'm gonna smooth out the glue again. Actually, I think I should just go ahead and do this part too. here is a hair hanging around here that's got glue on it and fabric on it and all sorts of good stuff. And fold this over, get a good seal, and then actually let's just do this all at once. My glue is going to obviously squirt through a little bit, but that's okay. Again, we're going to be able to cover this up with, we'll put a page here to cover up these edges. And then fold these guys over. And I actually think that worked pretty good in my corners. We'll see. Maybe speaking too soon. Although I think it did pretty good. Again, I'll have a paper here. I don't know what color paper yet, but so yeah, there we have our cover with our contrasting fabric. And I'm going to put this on the cover somewhere. I haven't decided where just yet. I may do the edge like that. I haven't 100% decided. And I don't know. We'll figure that part out. But so yeah, there you go. That's kind of the basics of covering a book. I'll decide what I want to do on the inside. I have several different scrapbook pages floating around here in my stash that I'm working with. So I might find a coordinating one. I do have pages from the book that we can work in. They're really not big enough to cover up my edges though. They're cute though. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Ooh, maybe some sand. What do you think about that? I think I like that. You know what? Maybe we'll just do that. We'll figure out. Here's my template for my pages, and I think this is the perfect size. So let's do that. Let's add some sand. This is, you know, a book about a little pirate mouse. A little mouse who ends up on a pirate ship. So it definitely has an ocean theme. Let's see if I can get another one out of this. I think I can. Definitely has an ocean theme, so I think the sand will work mighty fine with that. That's not straight shell. Okay, let's see what we think about this. I think that'll work. we might be able to do, I like to put some sort of fabric in the middle here. I like for it to come out onto the paper, so I might just have to cut me another slice. Yeah, I might just do that. Let's see here. Let us tear. Okay, well, so I guess you guys will get to see the whole creation. Let me see where I'm at on my time. Oh yeah, we're good on time. Okay, so we're gonna glue. Part of me tells me I should back this, but I'm not going to. Just gonna go with it. Let's do this. Again, you'll see how willy-nilly I am when creating my stuff. I get overwhelmed and stressed by, I don't want to say trying to follow the rules, but when it comes to any kind of measuring or mathing, I don't do well with that. Now that I think about it, I probably should have done the glue on the paper, because I don't know where my paper's going to fall. I think it's going to go right up to the edge. We'll see. I'm going to take my bone folder, if I can find it, amongst the mess on my desk. Hi, there it is. Kind of smooth me down. Oh, hi, little bug. I don't want you. I know you came in through the door that's open. I understand that, but I don't want you. Okay, that didn't turn out too bad. This time I'm going to put it on the paper, though, I think. That way I can be sure I get to the edge. I think I did pretty good here, but just to be sure. Just to be sure I get it all the way to the edge, so it's not coming up in the middle of somebody using this as a journal. So ultimately that's what we want, correct? So there we go. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You know, as a general rule, when I try to do things on camera, it may or may not work out, which is why I don't really do a lot of tutorials, because I guess I don't trust myself to make it happen. But sometimes it all works out like it's supposed to. Okay, this has quite a bit of a raveled edge. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get a straighter raveled edge. I think we can, maybe. Okay. Goodness. Okay. And I think I'm just going to, got glue all over my hand. So I'm going to glue on my spine. And I want to make sure my fabric covers all of this white. So I'm gonna go a little bit on the edge of the paper, the sandy paper here. And of course, wherever I put glue, that material is gonna grab to it and stick down. So if I put a little bit of glue up on the sandy part paper, I'll kind of ensure that I get all of the white covered. Okay. I think I've ended up turning up, yep. So let's see here, this way. Okay. I'm just gonna smash it down flat. And I'm okay if it flaps up a little bit. I'm even okay with this little wrinkle here, because that'll be hidden by the signatures. So yeah, and when it flips over, it still just shows the sandy paper because I did the glue all the way up. So there we go. So I think we'll call that done. My cover is almost done. I've got to decide where, this is the title of the book. It's kind of on a hard cardboard. I got to decide where I want it and what I'm going to use to tie this. But yeah, I think the pink and the green is pretty contrasting. It actually is much prettier fabric than what it looks like on screen. But so yeah, that's what we got for today. Day 21, Junk Journal, July 2023. The prompt is contrast. This is a month-long challenge hosted by @Meg Journals. Hashtag Junk Journal July to see what everybody else is doing. And I am going to remember to check that off. Tomorrow, day 22, is pockets. So that should be interesting. We'll see what we come up with from there. Anyways, bye for now.